So about a year ago, I did make a video saying that the Boruto timeskip will happen soon, and it hasn't happened yet. A lot has occurred in the Boruto manga as of late, especially in the Code arc. After the battle against Ishiki Otsutsuki, I had thought that the Boruto timeskip would be coming soon, thanks to Ikimoto's statement back in December of 2020, where he did say that the timeskip of the scene where we see the likes of Teen Boruto and Teen Kawaki battle off, he did say that we would be seeing this scene very soon. And when he did make that statement, a lot of fans, including me, did take that statement at face value, hearing the word soon, thinking that it would happen later down in the line of 2021. However, at the time of this recording, it's May of 2022, and the timeskip hasn't happened yet. And currently, with the Boruto manga ongoing, it doesn't seem like the timeskip will happen at any time soon. At first, I initially thought the timeskip would happen after the battle against Ishiki Otsutsuki, considering how the chapters after that were hinting at the timeskip. Boruto chapter 58 was a huge chapter for me, thinking that the timeskip would happen by then, considering how the characters were talking to each other. All the members of Team 7 were telling each other to train to fight the upcoming threats such as Code. Kawaki did mention that it would take some time for them to become a lot stronger in order to fight someone like that of that power level. So with that being said, initially they would take at least a year or two off of just training of where they would actually battle Code heading into the timeskip. However, we did see that Code, and especially with the likes of Ada and Damon, had completely different plans with what the fandom was thinking at the time, and they decided to head toward the Hidden Leaf Village. There we did see some amazing battles where we did see Boruto unlock that true essence form, and then he did die thanks to Kawaki, then becoming a perfect Otsutsuki, as well as with Kawaki gaining his karma seal back once again. And now that we saw in Boruto chapter 70 Amato being captured by the likes of Code, and with Code getting his limiters removed, I'm not gonna lie here, this current arc of the Boruto manga, it's gonna take a while for it to actually wrap up, considering what had just happened. With Amato being captured by the likes of Code, that definitely does set up a rescue arc to actually get Amato back to the Hidden Leaf Village. Amato is a very important asset to the Hidden Leaf Village thanks to his technological advancements and the information that he has given, such as the Otsutsuki clan, the karma seal, and creating an ally such as Delta, for example. So with that being said, there's no way that the Hidden Leaf Village is going to leave Amato alone. They're definitely going to try to get him back, and knowing that this is going to happen, this is going to take a while for this arc to wrap up. Having a rescue arc is going to take a long time. It's not something that can happen in about 3 to 4 chapters. We do know that in the earlier chapters, Sasuke does know the hideout of where Code is at, so I would not be surprised at all if the Hidden Leaf Village sends out a rescue squad to get Amato back in the Land of Snow. So with that being said, that's gonna take some time, man, especially with Code getting his limiters removed, and with Ada and Damon being such powerful beings. There is no way they're gonna be able to get Amato back in like 3 to 4 chapters. It's just not gonna happen, considering how strong these foes are. It's gonna be a very tough battle, knowing that Code just got his limiters removed. It looks like he has a new dojutsu. He's acting all cocky like he can't be defeated again. Even though Mr. 0-3 has been taking L's throughout this entire arc, he's going to turn up. We do know that in just regular shonen, every time a villain or just a character in general gets a power up, of course they're gonna flex their powers. So there definitely is an expectation in the story among the fandom for Limitless Code to fight Boruto and Kawaki together. I really don't think Boruto or Kawaki solo would be able to take down Limitless Code, just from a narrative reason and power scaling reason. That would just make Code look very lame and whack. Knowing how the writers have been building up Code for a while, I wouldn't be surprised if this Amato rescue arc ends by next year or into like 2024. Considering how slow the Boruto manga can move, with how Kishimoto has been writing this arc ever since he came back to write Boruto, he tends to take his time. A lot of the Boruto chapters in this current arc have been moving pretty slowly. Obviously the events are happening pretty quickly in current time, however with a monthly release like this going on, it's going to take possibly at most a year or even 2 years to get this arc done. And with that being said, once the arc ends, there's definitely going to be very negative consequences, such as Sasuke potentially dying, Naruto potentially dying, Shikamaru potentially dying. We know at the end of Boruto chapter 70, Code did tell Shikamaru that, yo, I'm gonna put you on my retribution list, simply because of Shikamaru's smart tactics, as we saw in Boruto chapter 68 and 69. So whenever this arc ends, which I definitely do think it will drag out for a bit, and that statement that Ikimoto said back in December of 2020, it's not really gonna happen at any time soon. Personally, I believe if I were to give a real prediction of it, I think the timeskip would happen at the earliest mid of 2023. Knowing that they have to get Amato back, knowing that they have to fight someone this strong, and knowing that we haven't seen the likes of Ada and Damon go all out again, since all 3 of these villains are literally stronger than Jigen, it's going to take a while to take these guys down. Since they are main antagonists of this arc, it's going to take a lot of power and a lot of time to take these guys down, not just from a real-time event in the manga, but just from a monthly release. Knowing how Kishimoto has been writing this manga at a pretty slow pace, he's definitely been taking his time. He's not really in any rush to finish this arc anytime soon. My opinion right now is that I'm not really worried about the time skip. I know a lot of fans been saying I just want the time skip to happen, it should happen now, but setup is very important, and knowing that Code, Ada, and Damon are basically at the peak of their primes, these characters, they're not really going to go anywhere anytime soon. They're not just going to be off in a couple chapters and we're just going to jump into the scene of Boruto and Kawaki. That's just not going to happen, knowing how Kishimoto writes this story. And that's what I really wanted to say, simply because a lot of fans have been preparing for that time skip to happen ever since last year, including me, man. I thought the time skip would happen after the battle against Ishiki, but Kishimoto decided to jump right in, which, at least in my opinion, I think it has been great. The Code arc has been warming up for me ever since the last couple of chapters. I've been enjoying it a lot more, and I'm excited to see how this arc progresses, especially toward the climax. Considering that Code has his limiters removed, we know he has a hit list, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if he actually gets some kills off, such as the likes of Naruto, Sasuke, or Shikamaru. Personally, I think Shikamaru is going to be a pack. Killing a legacy character like a Naruto or Sasuke could potentially destroy sales for Boruto. I think the writers are pretty cautious about that, considering that the sales are kind of low, if I'm not gonna cap. But besides that, I just want to say that I definitely do think this is the last arc before the time skip. I think having another long dragged out arc like this one will just have the fans be very impatient. But I just want to say that whenever we do go into the time skip, don't expect the scene between Boruto and Kawaki to happen right away. Personally, the way I see episode 1 or the flash forward scene is that this is basically toward the end of the series. This is a fight where the bond between these two brothers have been developed over the years, not just something that happens right away heading into the time skip. I feel like some people have this skewed expectation, thinking that this scene right here will represent the entire time skip. If you want to compare it to anything, think of it as Naruto Shippuden. We didn't get the final battle between Naruto and Sasuke until the very end of the series. I'm kind of thinking that we'll get something similar to this with Boruto and Kawaki. Possibly there may be a battle after, but we don't know. Obviously, I'm not the writer of Boruto. I don't know the direction of this series right now. I just wanted to make a follow-up video from last year. I think this arc will continue to move at a pretty slow pace. Obviously, we're gonna get some sick battles coming up, but if Kishimoto is as ambitious as I think he is with the likes of Code, I don't think the likes of Code, Ada, or Damon are just gonna be offed in a couple chapters. I think that they'll get a lot more development, especially for the rest of this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happened throughout the entirety of 2023. And before I end this video, I just want to say that what if there's no time skip? What if we don't actually get a significant jump in time? For example, from where Boruto and Kawaki are like 13, 14 to when they're 16, 17 years old, between a 2 to 3 year gap. What if we actually see the kids grow progressively over time? We actually see this a lot in the Boruto anime, if you haven't noticed. From the very first arc of the Boruto anime, where Boruto is like 9, 10 years old, to the current arc, we've seen Boruto and the kids grow substantially over time. What if the series actually doesn't have that? What if the possibility is that we don't actually get a humongous jump in time? Personally, I don't see it happening, but I just wanted to mention that since the anime has done that a lot with the kids, and with the Boruto anime, of course, knowing that they have a lot of anime original stuff where they expand on these characters, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that, especially knowing how Naruto Part 1 ended and with how they dropped like 90 filler episodes. I have a feeling that the Boruto anime will do something similar like that. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below, and let me know, when do you think the time skip will actually happen? Personally, I don't think it will happen until mid 2023 or late 2023 heading into 2024. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but knowing how Kishimoto has been writing this arc, he is definitely in no rush. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.